Well, good evening and happy Monday to you all. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on UpNorthLive Unscripted at 6:30. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you stayed warm out there because it was a cold one. And today some of us are getting quite a bit of lake effect snow. So, Joe, will that trend continue in the overnight hours?
Yeah, overnight and even through tomorrow, I think, Maya, for the snow belt areas. The big area that's been getting snow is Petoskey. We've had almost 11 inches since midnight last night.
Wow.
Measured there. Other spots have had a dusting. So lake effect snow will continue in those spots. And then you're going to see in the forecast, Maya, it's going to warm up by the end of the week, maybe around 40 on Friday.
Wow.
Briefly. And then we have a pretty big cold snap, it looks like, next week. So there's quite a bit of, going on here in weather. But a little bit later, we're going to take a look at how much snow we expect with that lake effect that you just brought up. And then that cold snap, too. I'll talk more about that a little later.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe. And although we are getting a lot of snow right now, it, of course, is January, one of our top stories tonight takes us to a boat launch. And we're focusing on more of the summer activity that boat launch gets. So one of the handful of boat launches onto the east arm of Grand Traverse Bay is being redesigned. So the East Traverse Bay boat launch in Peninsula Township is owned by the Department of Natural Resources. And as our Allie Baxter explains to us, the plans of the DNR pitched for this certain boat launch aren't sitting very well with some residents.
It's just waiting for something awful to happen.
You might not be able to picture it now with all this snow on the ground, but come May, this parking lot is going to be packed with trucks, their trailers, and boats getting ready to hit the waters of Grand Traverse Bay.
What evidence does the DNR have to show that they are not just dumping these problems into East Shore Road?
Everyone in this room agrees this boat launch needs many safety improvements. Right now, trucks and their boat trailers enter and exit the same way. And the DNR's point of view is the flow of traffic needs to be redone to meet their launch standards. What they're proposing, instead of pulling your boat out and going back here, you would exit off the ramp and turn right only onto East Shore Road, which piqued the concerns of residents.
East Shore Road is a neighborhood where families and elderly residents cross the road to enjoy the beach, where children ride bikes and have lemonade stands.
It's a road you typically see closed during races like the Bayshore Marathon. But outside of race day, East Shore Road is a popular spot for bicyclers, runners, and people out walking their dogs. It's that amount of recreation that has people worried.
East Shore Road does not intersect with Center Road at a 90-degree angle. It's an acute angle. And it's difficult for us with just cars to see the sight line because there's a hill coming from the south.
At a special meeting in Peninsula Township Monday, residents and people who use the launch frequently showed up to express support for the DNR project or to ask that plans be paused, including some local fishermen.
Very few of us take East Shore Road up the coast to get to the Center Road boat launch. We're out on M37.
Community members clarified there's a difference between the local fishermen using the launch and tourists who they say act irresponsibly once out of the water.
We personally have had very bad experiences with them, which has led us to place cones and all sorts of contraptions at the end of our driveway to keep our children safe, to keep the recreational boaters with their huge boats from coming in and out.
In Grand Traverse County, Allie Baxter, UpNorthLive News.
And something to clarify about this story, because the DNR owns a launch, they don't actually need approval from the township to move forward. However, they do need a permit from the county's road commission. And we did talk with the superintendent of the road commission today. He tells us in general, for anyone who's applying for a permit, the road commission will issue it unless there are engineering safety standards that are not being met. And if you are looking for an activity to keep you busy until you get to take your boat out into the water this summer, well, you are in luck. This weekend, if you're wanting to try out any sort of winter outdoor activity, there is the perfect event for you. So on Saturday, January 18th, actually, is Tart Winter Trails Day. That'll take place at Timber Ridge Resort in Grand Traverse County. And like I mentioned, it's a perfect chance to try out different activities. So for more on that, let's bring in our guest today, Johnny Tornga. He is the Tart Trails Outreach Coordinator. Hey, Johnny, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we are showing some video from this event from years past. And it looks like there are many different winter outdoor activities that people can try out.
Yeah, there's a ton of different activities. So we have everything from you can do classic skiing, we can do fat biking, snowshoe hikes, kind of all just winter activities.
So a little bit of everything. And as far as skill level goes, this is a perfect event for beginners, right?
Absolutely. This is like, it's all about getting people on the trails for the first time in winter. So we will have volunteers there that are very skilled in these different sports to help you out. And we also have Brick Wheels. We have Vasa Ski Club, Sutton's Bay Bikes. They will all be on site to give you the best advice on how to get started on these different activities.
So let's say someone already maybe is an expert at all these different activities. Is this still a good event for them to come to?
Absolutely, yeah. So Timber Ridge is this amazing facility that backs right up to the Vasa pathways.
Mhm.
So if you're more skilled, you can just take off and go right from Timber Ridge right onto the Vasa, and you're going to get some really great skiing in. There's also some really cool snowshoe hikes that can be a little hilly if you would like. So it really is for all different skill levels.
And if someone does want to take advantage of these opportunities, how can they get involved? Does it cost anything? Do they have to register? What are the details?
Yeah, so it's absolutely free. And that's really important to us. We want to make sure that everyone can come out and learn how to cross country ski for the first time. So you can go to traverstrails.org and register right there. There's an event called Winter Trails Day. You click on that and you just sign up. We do ask that you pre-register if at all possible, just so we have an idea of how many people are coming out so we can be prepared for you.
So typically, how many people do come out?
Quite a bit. So the event runs from 10:30 till 2, and we'll be jamming the whole time, especially with the weather that we've had. It's been absolutely gorgeous. So we've had snow like every day. I know we got a couple warm days coming up, but the base will definitely survive, and we'll have great conditions out there. So we expect a really good turnout this year.
And what is your favorite part about this event?
Ooh, seeing the little kids get out there for the first time, they are so cute. When you see them on their skis or like the little snowshoes, it's absolutely, it's perfect. It's just so cool to see. And just anyone for their first time, really. It can be scary trying something new, right? For the first time. And I can attest to this. I tried skate skiing this past weekend for the first time, and it was terrifying. I fell a couple times. But everyone's there to really lift each other up and to help you out and give you some pointers here and there. So it's a great environment.
Skate skiing. What exactly is that?
Yeah, so I had to learn a little bit myself. I grew up doing classic. We will have a couple pairs of skis out there. It is a little more of an advanced skiing. So it is really like if you've rollerbladed or you've just like something like that, like more you're kind of like pushing off to the side instead of going back and forth like this. So yeah, you kind of feel like a duck kind of waddling around sometimes if you don't know what you're doing on the skate skis. But hey, if I can do it, then anyone can do it, right?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm having a hard time like picturing that, but I'll have to do a little research after and look into it a little more. So is that something that people do at just like any downhill ski hill?
No, so that's going to be more traditionally for like Nordic skiing.
Okay, that makes sense.
So there's two different types of Nordic skiing. You can do classic, which is more of the traditional like back and forth, like you're kind of just going like that with your feet. And skate really is more like your ice skating, more of that kind of back and forth action, and there's poles involved, and so it's just a full body workout for sure. Either one, really.
Very cool. So if people are wanting to try something new and wanting to take advantage of this event this weekend, but maybe they are a little nervous because, as you mentioned, it can be scary the first time you're hopping on skis or anything like that. Do you have any tips for them?
Yeah. So just try it. Just get out there. What's great about snow is it's soft. It's poofy. So if you fall over, it's no big deal. And we have coaches out there who are very experienced in giving tips like 101 kind of lessons and stuff. So, don't be afraid to just get out there and try something new. It is a blast. And it's a great way just to kind of get outside and, embrace what winter has to offer.
Sure. And today, Johnny, we have a question of the day, and that is, what is your favorite winter activity? We're going to pull that up in a few seconds full screen so our viewers can see it. But I'm just curious because you sound like someone who likes to take advantage of outdoor activities. So right now our options are snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, ice skating, or downhill skiing. What is your favorite winter activity?
I'm going to have to say cross-country skiing, especially after this past weekend. I am obsessed with it. I want to do it every weekend. And I'm traditionally a runner, so it gets me off the streets and doing something that's more in line with the elements. So I'm all for it. Yeah.
But really any outdoor activity is so fun. I just went downhill skiing yesterday, and it really made me appreciate living in northern Michigan because obviously we do have cold winters, we have a lot of snow. So if you can actually take advantage of the weather and get out and do something different, it makes winter a lot more enjoyable.
It's so true.
All right, Johnny, anything else you want to say about the event happening this weekend?
In addition to learning how to do something new for the first time, we will have brats out there. We'll have homemade cookies. We'll have hot cocoa. So and a big fireplace. So we'll have plenty of areas for you to get warmed up because I know it's going to be cold outside.
Well, that sounds absolutely lovely. Johnny, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us a little more information about Tart Winter Trails Day. Again, that is this Saturday at Timber Ridge Resort starting at 10:30. And I'm sure we'll have more information on our website, UpNorthLive.com. And you can probably also go to Tart's website to learn more.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks so much, Johnny. So let's look at that question of the day that I was just talking about so all you folks can see it and you can vote as well. So what is your favorite winter outdoor activity? Scan the QR code on your screen right now. That will take you to our website where you can vote. And again, the options are snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, ice skating, and downhill skiing. As of right now, I'll give you a little sneak peek at our results. Downhill skiing is leading with 29% of the vote, but snowmobiling is right behind it with 24%. So we'll continue to take a look at those results and show you them towards the end of the show. And we also have some comments on our Facebook page. So if you want to join the conversation, head to our Facebook page, Up North Live. Scroll down a little bit till you find our post with our question of the day. And a lot of the comments are pretty funny. They're related to going somewhere warmer, but we will take a look at those comments more towards the end of the show. But let's take a quick commercial break for now. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Joe Charlevoix will have much more on your forecast for the rest of the week, how much more snow we could get, and more on that warm up and then cool down. So stay with us. All of that is coming up next.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Well, before we talk more about weather, I got to find out Joe's answer to our question of the day. So let's bring Joe into these boxes here. So, Joe, what is your favorite winter activity? The people are dying to know.
I don't think so, but I used to do downhill ski.
Uh-huh.
Actually, in the UP, and it's reopened again. It was closed for a long time. Norway Mountain, it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And I lived at the base of that. So I did do downhill skiing for a while. And then I remember when we had snow days, I'd make these massive tunnels, like, you hope they didn't collapse on you, but the big snow tunnels. But it's fun, going with the kids, sledding, things like that. Obviously, what about you?
Downhill skiing has always been my favorite.
You went this weekend.
I went yesterday to Crystal Mountain in Thompsonville, and it was so much fun. I went with my friends and had some hot cocoa and just a very good day and perfect conditions this weekend.
It was, we had some snow, and it wasn't bitterly cold either.
No, it was
so
not
probably
too bad.
a pretty nice one on the slopes for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to add a little more snow to some spots tonight through tomorrow, Maya. Let's start with our 3 big things. And here they are. I'll slide the slider over, and there they are. Lake effect snow returns tonight through tomorrow. Even tomorrow night, still some lake effect snow. We have a brief warm-up Thursday and Friday. Temperatures will be back above freezing. So you're going to see a bit of a warm-up in the extended forecast. It's going to last 2 days. That's it. But Thursday and Friday, especially Friday, we could see some melting. And then the long-range guidance that we look at, the long-range weather models, the European, the American GFS model, hinting at a pretty significant cold snap for the northern tier of the country. Of course, that would include us next week, and it should be by far the coldest of winter. We'll see next week how that plays out. We do have a number of counties under winter weather advisories in purple. It's like a jigsaw puzzle here, but you can see the ones that are penciled in. That's where most of the lake effect snow is expected to be as we move forward here. Taking a look at that. All right, here's our view in Petoskey, and you can see the visibility is pretty low. Traffic's moving along fine. We've had some bands of lake effect snow in through here. By the way, Petoskey has had, our weather watcher Christy measured 11 inches of snow since midnight last night, up through about 6 o'clock. So some snow ongoing there. Here's a look at it on the regional radar imagery. By the way, if you were just across Lake Michigan on the other side of the lake, the sun was out all day today. It was cold, but we get the lake effect clouds. Again, some of the snow. Here's a little closer look at that area of snow. And notice the area of the purples and whites, that's the steadier snow. It's right in the purple shaded counties where we have the winter weather advisories. That's where most of the snow is going to fall tonight. Let's take a look at it. Future radar shows that snow continuing into the overnight. And then tomorrow, other areas from Traverse City south will get in on this right there. See that? Areas north of Newberry, too, up in the UP. Don't want to forget about you folks there. And then Tuesday night into early Wednesday, this is going to come to an end for 2 reasons. We're going to shift our wind direction, and a bit of milder air will start working in overhead, aloft, and that'll disrupt the lake effect snow. So I think by Wednesday afternoon, a lot of this will be done with in terms of the lake effect snow. There's overnight tonight, 4 or 5 inches possible there on Boyne Falls, kind of the center of that. And then there's the snow tomorrow. The highest totals, again, parts of Antrim, Kalkaska counties, as we look ahead here through Wednesday afternoon. Now to when I was talking about this cold snap, you see where it says Traverse City, that's northern Michigan. You see the Great Lakes there. We're going to head out in the middle of the week, so I'll stop the clock right here on Friday, brief warm up, and then look up north of us, up in Canada. This air mass originates around the North Pole, and it's going to drop straight south. Yeah, that is coming in. And that is some cold weather. These are just average high temperatures. You'll see 30s on Thursday and Friday, as we told you. But then look at next week. Monday is MLK Day. We could see highs around 6. And some spots will be colder than that. So we are looking at a cold stretch coming up here next week, and it's going to stick around, it looks like. And you can kind of see that. And with that, there'll be some scattered lake effect snow, but certainly some cold weather coming in, Maya, after that Thursday, Friday, where we do get into the 30s.
Gives me a chill just looking at those temperatures.
Yeah, I know.
next week.
Wait till we get closer.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Fun stuff in
Right.
store for us. All right, thanks, Joe. Let's take a quick commercial break, but coming up in just a few minutes, we will check in with sports director Harrison Beebe, and he'll get us caught up on all the top sports stories. Stay with us.
Hey, Maya, thanks. Yeah, what do we talk about in Unscripted today? Well, might as well be the Detroit Lions. Even though they didn't play a game this weekend, they certainly watched all the NFL wildcard games that took place over the weekend and into tonight. But before tonight, we already know who they're going to play in the playoffs in round two. It'll be this Saturday. The Washington Commanders will be coming to Ford Field to take on the Lions. 8 o'clock kickoff in downtown Detroit with a spot in the NFC title game on the line. The Commanders, the 6th seed in this tournament, but they upset 3 seed Tampa Bay on the road with a doink field goal at the end of Sunday Night Football on NBC to win it and advance to play the powerhouse Detroit Lions. The Commanders, though, have a pretty talented player under center in Jaden Daniels, who was drafted in Detroit last spring. Maya, you and I were down there for that draft and seeing Jaden Daniels take the stage and now take over this Commanders to the big stage of the NFL playoffs, already winning a playoff game. How are the Lions and that defense going to slow down Jaden Daniels? But more importantly, how is the Commanders defense going to slow down the Lions, especially if they get David Montgomery back? And the road going forward should be interesting, as the Lions could potentially face any of the Eagles, LA Rams, or Minnesota Vikings in the NFC title game if they advance out of this Saturday's matchup with the Commanders. We'll find out the Rams-Vikings winner tonight on this channel ABC for Monday Night Football as they wrap up the wild card playoffs. We also want to talk about some college basketball. Michigan State and Michigan both doing pretty well on the men's side of things. We take a look at the latest Associated Press top 25 polls, and that is where Michigan State moves up 4 spots to be the top team in the Big Ten right now in the polls at number 12. The Spartans are now 14-2. Their next game will be against Penn State on Wednesday, but they'll get a top 25 opponent in Illinois this Sunday. Michigan moves up 4 spots as well. The Wolverines coming in number 20. It's going to be a little bit until they see a ranked opponent. They'll get Purdue next Friday, but in the meantime, Michigan is slated to take on Minnesota on the road on Thursday. And more exciting basketball stuff coming your way tonight. We're going to have highlights of boys basketball and Yakima hosting Pentwater, 2 pretty good teams there going out of conference to play each other on a Monday evening. That'll do it for Sports and Unscripted. I'm Harrison Beebe.
All right, thank you so much, Harrison. And we are going to take one more break, but coming up next, we're going to take a look at our question of the day, which again is, what is your favorite winter activity? And look at the live results and some comments that are pretty funny. So you won't want to miss it. That's next.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Our question of the day is, what is your favorite winter activity? You can see the live results on your screen right now. Some comments. Someone commented on our website and said staying inside where it's warm. Moving on to Facebook, Brent says going to Hawaii. Brian says spring. Mike says the drive south. Jeff says having dinner and cocktails while listening to the live band on the deck of our favorite restaurant overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, Jeff, that does sound like a really fun winter activity, and all of us here in Northern Michigan are very jealous that you get to experience that. That'll do it tonight for Up North Live Unscripted at 6:30. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here at 11 o'clock. Take care, everyone.